I've never seen him drink it.
Okay, we're up.
You need to hold him to task on that. That Zero Res guy says he'll drink that water, but he's never fucking did it.
Was that recent or not recent?
He said it. He said it a lot of times.
No,
Yeah, but was it recent? Because there was a guy who was their head of marketing who they got rid of him.
Oh, that was like
his name was
6 or 8 months ago.
Yeah, we have the owner.
Oh, okay.
Mangelson used to say that a lot, though.
Yeah, that's what I
You need to
mean.
drink it.
Yeah.
And I made him clarify. I said, okay, so you can come clean my carpets
Then drink
and then drink it.
Yes, you did.
He sat there and looked at me like, well, I can't drink it after we clean them. Oh, so much for your magic water.
I thought it just...
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Did you tell him about your tires?
Yeah.
Or it wasn't just that they
Are
wore
we
out?
on audio?
It's a trip, isn't it?
We think
Okay.
it's Mark.
All right, everyone, have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later, man. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. I'll do my best for Monday.
Cool.
Feeling pretty good, so I think it'll be all right. Plus, you guys need that extra advantage of me not being 100%.
That's right.
Dude, I like it when I just play him, man. It's tough.
Yeah, he's got a good serve.
Well, no, I get bored.
I haven't played racquetball in so long.
You should come out with this, man.
I just haven't played. I mean, you'd be bored with me right now.
Oh, it took, how many games did we play now? Maybe 4 or 5 days?
You know, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse when they can't volley a shit.
It actually, well,
Well, sometimes it's fun just to...
but there's no way to get, until you get in there and do it. I'm just now getting back to where I can hit the ball and start figuring out where the hell it's going to go.
I mean, it's no fun for you to, guys to...
Yeah, but at some point you still got to just jump in and do it.
Is your credit score preventing you from buying a home? Maybe it's
And if you start slacking, we can hit you with...
Granted, I'm like Venus, and he's like the other sister.
What's so long as you guys go without a break? I don't mean a break, like 20-minute break. I mean without a 20-second break or something.
We get water usually every 2
I'm
or
not
3
talking
days.
about that. I'm talking about volleying and what's the longest stench you usually have before you can just take a couple.
Oh God, with cutthroat. Here, I'll put it this way: my heart
Maybe 10
rate
hits.
is easily 150 plus for probably an hour.
Well, I don't care about the heart rate. I just mean getting your breath.
10
I don't have a lot of endurance.
Man, there's some.
So it goes 10 minutes long.
10 hits.
10 hits.
Oh, okay.
Seconds.
I don't have a lot of that kind of, for some reason, never did have the lung capacity where I get out of breath, but I'm not. I can go slow and steady forever.
And you never smoked, did you?
I'm also strong, but no, I'm talking about like.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, long and steady I can do, but these spurts of energy, I run out pretty quick.
That's what well, I don't do it too much on the treadmill anymore, but I used to do these things. You would run top speed for about 3 minutes, and then you walk.
Well, I can do that, but I can't go. I'm talking about sustained, like if I was in a boxing match, for example, I can box. I'm strong, but I would die because you're doing this all the time.
Racquetball's pretty intense, man.
That's what I mean. I get like out of breath.
Ross
Of course,
gets,
I'm 65.
I do too, but Ross gets breathing pretty good.
Yeah, he does.
How old is he?
But he keeps going.
You guys are way younger than me, though. I mean, no matter what.
Not me.
Not Dan.
No, you're not, Dan. How old are you, Dan? 62?
62.
Yeah, you're doing pretty damn good.
He's in really good shape aerobically.
Yeah.
He just needs a haircut and stuff.
And some sandwiches.
I've had tests done. I mean, in other words, the physical.
Hey, babe, can you bring us some sandwiches?
I'm not I'm not like substandard. I just run out. I think a lot of it has to do with me, I get like excited, I think. And I think, what do you call it? Adrenaline, I think. I get like so into it. I think adrenaline makes me tired too.
Yeah, start pumping harder.
Yep.
It just gets you more going.
Adrenaline can do that to you. It can make you really out of breath.
So I was just going to say, I ran across the dealership a lot, and it took me 5 minutes to catch my breath.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff.
No, I love it. Once I get past that, usually after about an hour, I get to that throw-up stage where you're so out of it you want to puke.
Yeah.
Once you push through that,
That's
though,
right.
you're good.
That's exactly right. I do have that too. But I get to it quicker, I'm sure, than you. You know, like I said, though.
Probably not me.
It really is a rope because shit, you don't even really. The jumping is tough.
But I'll tell you
It says
this.
stop, go, stop, go.
Now, if I don't intercept you, Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, and I welcome you to the only show that's kind of anywhere in the universe. The longest running radio show with the same host currently on the air.
What is going on in your life? Or I should say longest running continuous show, because I realize that frickin' Howard Stern's been on the air for like 40 years. But is that the same show, though? I guess it could be, right? Anyway, we have such a wonderful thing where we help people every day. If you're new to the show, I'm not going to take a lot of time explaining it. You can look at us at referralist.com about us and learn about us. Nick Yutzy's in the house today. He's with Flexident. You know, on Car Day on Fridays, we have car experts in just to talk and to say hi and to, you know, shoot the breeze. And if you have any questions, give us a call. And, you know, I think paintless dent repair is pretty well, you know, it's everywhere now. But that doesn't mean everybody knows how to do it. But it's just so easy to start that business that I think what happens is, you know, you just put up a shingle and all of a sudden you're a PDR, paintless dent repair place. And so there are some better than others. But what it is, for lack of a better word, massaging metal back into place because it has a memory. But you can over-massage it, stretch it. And you see, if the paint's not dinged, you can really put that, that metal back together. We'll talk about that. I'm Tom. I got Major Mark Major on the panel here with Deputy Dano on the video, Suzanne on the phones, General Grant on the board, and we have a crew downstairs, Deputy Daff and the gang, and in spirit, Deputy Clint. He's out sick. He's on the injured reserve right now, but he's getting help with Centeno Schultz. Suzanne laughed when I said Major Mark Major because somebody called him Major Mark Mouth.
That is so funny, Tom.
The voicemail. I didn't get a chance to edit it. I don't want him to ramble.
And I'm calling him that at home, too.
Why
just
was
so
he
you know.
so upset with Mark?
Because he was drunk.
Oh, was he? No, but what? The call, which call was this where he was so upset, or was he just listening?
Well, he thought I was a little too opinionated on the lady who had the handicap Ararius campus stickers, and she got towed and said remember that? She said her handicap stuff was on the dash but not hanging.
It wasn't.
Right, so he said I got too opinionated. He thinks Mark is a mouth, and Dan says and stuff too much.
So he just doesn't like any of us.
He said.
Did he say anything bad?
Oh, he loves you, Tom.
Okay.
You're perfect.
This guy, we got to get him in as common man. Okay.
We called him up to get him in as a common person, and he decided not to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if he likes me so much, I mean, that's one of the core
Mark, Major Mark Mouth. He's a truck driver who lives in Texas, and if he's coming through town, he's going to come in for the show.
So he says.
303
with sandwiches, I hope.
303-713-TALK. What's on your mind today? How can we help you?
Hey, Denver food trucks.
Oh, you know, look, so about
Rudy.
Sometime last year, we had a big deal. And, man, Dano hated it. When I'm not saying hated him. He did not like their business practice, hated their business practices. He was a wise guy, piece of garbage. And Dano took this on. And he was so pissed off at the guy because the guy was so cavalier, wasn't he, Dan? What did he say? He even said there's nothing you can do about it, didn't he?
Well, he said that, and he said all kinds of stuff like, yep, he gave them exactly what they wanted.
We started it all right here.
Right.
He agreed to give a refund, too, that
many
Rudy.
times.
And we got a hold of people, and we started making noise, and we had more and more victims on. Denver food trucks would take money under the premise of building a food truck, and they did a piss-poor job in some cases, while in most cases never finished. What else, Dan? What else? What else?
Well, that was his main thing. He wouldn't do them right. Remember, he put like a Home Depot window in one of them.
Yeah, like a house window in a moving motor vehicle.
None of the health departments would allow the truck to show up.
Right. So they went out to North Carolina and
they violated both the health part and the transportation part. The windows, the transportation part. You know, you can't have what do you call those windows when they, the crack resistant? I know I'm having a brain fart. But anyway, bottom line is he could not make them proper. He moved out of state, but the Attorney General went after him.
Yeah, so they went after Larry Perez and Rudy Martinez. And basically, Rudy got hit with a $1.5 million hit to resolve the case, and his boss, Perez, got hit with $3 million. $4.5 million. And these were made as a permanent judge's orders.
That means no bankruptcy on fraud. Now, if it's plain reimbursement, I think it's based on fraud. So isn't that what they were up for with the Attorney General? I don't think he can bankrupt out of it. But
they said they accepted deposits from customers promising to build them trucks with new equipment,
fraud
fixtures, and, man, they just didn't.
Let's call Rudy. Do we have a cell phone? Let's call him.
Let's see if he wants to come on.
Let's call Rudy.
Hold on. You ready? I'll give you the number.
Give us the number. Suzanne, take down the number and give him a call.
303.
And anyone else can call and congratulate him and tell him to...
all he had to do was refund that.
Tell him to buy plenty of Vaseline.
Bucks.
Okay, go ahead.
303-242-0136. Rudy Martinez.
Do it again.
303-242-0136. The king of the food trucks.
Maybe a few diapers might help, too. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. He's lucky he didn't get jail. But if he doesn't pay this restitution, he might be inside the joint, as they say. Now, we do follow things up, folks, and I'd like to have this show take some credit for publicizing these scumbag waste of skins. We have car day today. Our experts are standing by. We'll hear from them in a minute here. Terry, what is happening, Terry?
Tom, good morning. How are you?
Good. What is going on, Terry?
Well, I wanted to personally thank you, Suzanne, and the rest of the staff for helping me out. I had a issue with an insurance company.
What was the issue? Let's recap that. Was it dive insurance?
Yes. So for scuba diving.
Now, I want you to tell people, this was very interesting. What is dive insurance to begin with?
Well, first of all, your typical insurance company isn't going to cover you overseas. So you have to get a special policy for scuba diving for dive incidents such as decompression sickness or
if you died, right, for your family.
Yeah, well, yeah, for medical and death and you know.
So you had dive insurance. How much did you pay for this dive insurance, Terry?
Well, it was about $275 for the year.
Okay. And you were out diving, and what happened?
Yeah, so I was in Aruba. I had a little incident where I blacked out about 70 feet down, and they took me to the hospital for a couple of days in Aruba during the middle of my vacation.
What were you diagnosed? What happened? What did they think happened?
They actually couldn't find any logical reason for
And what
it.
did you lose? What were your damages?
Damages out of pocket were just under $3,500, $3,477.
And what did your insurance company say?
Well, originally they denied my claim, citing pre-existing conditions.
What did they say was pre-existing?
Well, that I was using a testosterone replacement. I was using... Can
you believe this? Because you were on T-therapy, they said, I mean, how do you make that connection? There's a pre-existing condition.
Plus weight gain and CPAP machine. So just to be forthright there, Terry.
Well, you know, did they say the boner took some blood from you or what? I mean, come on. You got testosterone and they blamed that on losing your breath? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, there was a couple other things that they tried to cite, which my physician completely disagreed with, and that was kind of a whole part of my appeal that was supposed to take 30 days.
Anyway, did Suzanne get on this?
Suzanne did, and with the saber rattling from you guys, as well as the other comments that I had made, they actually came through. So this guy Roy
that is so cool.
Suzanne got in touch with, he was very courteous, very helpful, and pushed my claim through.
I got to fire up my sound effects, man, because I have so many of them. What were you going to say? Al Aramis is with Pro-Care. He's here today. He's here today for Car Day. He is a diver. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, before you blacked out, how was the diving in Aruba?
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Visibility was good. The water temperature.
It's a great place to dive, Tom.
This is for the Troubleshooter Network. We want to. Oh, for some reason it's not working. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's not your fault there, Grant.
Who was the insurance company? Did we hear that?
Dive Assure.
Yeah. They're national. They're global.
Well, they came through, so it's good.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go for Suzanne working on this one. And do you buy dive insurance, Al?
Yeah, I certainly do. You got to cover decompression and all that stuff if you have a problem with that. Him passing out, you know what I immediately start thinking? How was his BCD, not his BCD, his regulator, the oxygen content in his tank or something like that? What caused
Are you a master diver?
This guy.
No, I wish I was. I should actually certify.
This guy is.
Oh, wait, you're certified.
I'm a certified diver.
But
I'm
not
about
master.
75 to 80 dives.
How many hours? Or doesn't it go by that?
It's by dive.
Did you hear Al was in Aruba on the beach in his wetsuit, and they pushed him back out to sea?
It was
Project Greenpeace.
It was Save the Whale. That was not nice. You know.
Ouch.
I mean, my goodness.
No,
I
I'm just kidding. And first of all, that wasn't the joke. You said Save the Whale. I didn't even think of that.
Well, I knew that's what you were thinking.
No, not at all.
By now I do.
303-713-TALK. We have more coming up.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
You know what? I can't believe it doesn't even pop into my head.
We need to send a message thread. What happened to Mark?
Mark?
6th Avenue to southbound I-25. Also,
shit.
being I-25 6th Avenue off to the right shoulder.
I mentioned it yesterday.
Vehicle crash
Did
southbound
you put your hat on your head again?
Bobby Reed did my hanger, right, Mark?
What?
Bobby Reed did my hanger off the bath. No, my hanger, what's it called? Something. Bobby Reed did something for me. Moses finished, but Bobby did.
Bobby did everything but the plumbing. Why?
No.
Debbie called you about setting up. I got Moses building me a service counter.
So,
Is this work? It looks pretty good.
Hold on, guys.
Hold up.
Dan, zip it!
Yeah, see how it feels?
Mortgage experience. Visit rocketmortgage.com today. Licensed in all of the states. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 3030.
All right, after this cold weather, who are you going to call if you have any issue whatsoever with your heating system or your furnace? First of all, if you need a new one, you're going to get the best price. You're going to get the best warranty. They're going to get the best. But here's what Price Fixer Denver does that no one else does. PriceFixerDenver.com. You ready? Absolutely zero trip charge. Zero. And zero diagnostic fee. You've got any issue with your furnace or air conditioner, you simply give them a call or go to PriceFixerDenver.com. Their phone number is right there. They will come out and give you an estimate 100%, and they have the lowest price guarantee. You're going to get the lowest price possible, and you're going to pay zero for the trip charge, zero for the diagnostics. And by the way, if you do end up getting a new system when you do need it, you got to shop these guys as well. You can call everybody else, but make sure you get a quote at PriceFixerDenver.com. PriceFixerDenver.com.
Spot that burglar.
Come check out this product out.
What's that, sir?
Come check out this product.
You wrote it down, didn't you?
What's that?
What is it? Oh, the helicopter that comes in and jams into the side.
Oh, have you seen it?
It's emphasizing your face.
Did he is this one where he towed in or did he side in?
He towed in.
Yep.
What happened?
Do you know how fucking dangerous this is?
When did this happen?
Look, let me tell you why. Look at that rotor. That would have fucking killed him right there. And he knows exactly what he can do. Now that is the best of the best of the best.
Was he stuck?
And if you get no, he went to get a guy stuck.
Yeah, there's another guy right here.
And there's no way you can land. And here's the thing. Also, he's hovering on he didn't land because if you sink in, you can't take. The guy's a fucking master.
Yeah, he's going to pick up another guy here in just a second.
That is a master.
Did this just happen?
Oh, I just saw it.
That is a masterful move.
Oh, let's check him out. They got a winch. That's got to be even harder with the weight on one side.
Winch is a woman. I mean.
Weren't you married to one of those ones?
No, I thought that was amazing.
I'm feeling a little punchy today.
You are, I like it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be happy to slap you around, man.
No, honestly,
I like it.
Bring it. I mean, my goodness.
Geez, he already called you a whale.
Yeah, I know, actually.
It wasn't the Vegas kind of
Yeah,
whale.
freaking. And I bet you with the sperm whale, too. No, yeah.
Ooh, we're going to, have you been to Green Valley in Vegas?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Where's that at?
It's off Strip. I mean, it's
didn't you,
luxury.
Yeah. I've never been there, but I couldn't buy it.
Didn't you have limos that used to pick you up and shit because
of Joe Erner, not because of me.
I love Vegas.
I'd go up with Erner, who's dead, but he would,
Dude, you know what I got? season tickets for the Raiders.
You told me. You've got the rights, not the tickets.
I got the rights. I'm buying the tickets
It's
next.
not about Raiders.
They're moving to Vegas.
They're moving to Vegas. Come to Vegas.
They're right by the airport.
They're saying
No,
2020.
are they
It's gonna be
honest to God going to be in
Yeah,
Vegas?
2000 they are. It's gonna be the
A Vegas
hottest
team.
The hottest ticket in sports, my friend, period.
Well, it's because it's right
Why?
there.
I'll tell you why. Because there's no local. Everyone is flying in. Everyone flies.
Yeah.
in.
Oh, right, exactly.
It's all going to be corporate tickets.
It's going to be a national team.
It's almost sold out, man. All club gone. All club.
Did you buy a club?
Oh, I bought lower section. I couldn't get it. I was on the list.
How much is it?
15,000 for the rights, and then season's probably going to be about 5 to 6
So you have to buy for 15, and then 5 or 6 for
the
each,
tickets.
for all the
For the
tickets.
tickets, but I have rights to all events.
And then can you resell?
Excuse me?
Can you resell?
Yeah.
Like you won't resell, right? I mean, but let people use them.
Yes, absolutely. I let like my best of friends and stuff. Nobody in this room, but I mean, be able to get tickets. We're actually. My plan on this whole deal is for my customers, I'm going to basically Friday night fly them out, all day Saturday, put them in a hotel, give them airline tickets. It's going to be a little thing. It's a little thing. I got to grab those customers. That way I can write the entire thing off. I check with my account. And obviously I have to go with them to make sure they're okay. But this is going to be, it's across from Mandolin Bay, right by McGarren.
I'm Tom Martino, and did I mention that this hour is brought to you by one of my best friends, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Proud to call him a friend, and he is so good at what he does. If you're buying or selling real estate, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Okay, what would you buy if you were 65
and you wanted, I don't know, a place for later? What would you buy? Would you buy a condo, a house, townhome? What would you buy? I'm just curious.
I like those communities, don't you, where they do everything for you, but you can have a house or a condo.
And they maintain it, you mean?
Yeah, they maintain everything. They do your roof when needed. They paint your house. They do the snow, whatever it is.
303-713-TALK. Today is car day. Alan Ramos in the house with Pro Auto Care. I got my roadside assistance from him. They came. It was marvelous. On my way to work on that snowy day, they came and got me. Brought me, serviced it, boom, done. They would have delivered it, but because of the weather, they were shorthanded. And they make special arrangements for very steady customers, and that's what I am. And if you become part of the family, you'll do it. I got Jeff Vick here from Kimmer Transmission, and he's off of Jordan and Arapahoe. A great service, very affordable. And then we have Nick Yutzi with Flexiden of Colorado, 303-713-TALK. Okay, now let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. Joel, what's going on with your accident? What's going on?
Okay, so I was doing some part-time driving for Uber when my wife was on maternity leave to kind of extend that a little bit on weekends and some evenings. And
did you do Lyft as well?
Yeah, I did Lyft a little bit as well, not as much. And so in February 2017, I had 2 passengers taken to the airport.
You said February 2017.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Correct. And so I was involved in a 3-car accident. I was the 3rd vehicle.
And you were on duty, so they cover you, right?
Exactly. So so the person in front of me got rear-ended the guy in front of her, and I couldn't avoid it.
So did the people get injured?
Not that I'm aware of. It was pretty difficult because I couldn't even get Uber wouldn't even share their contact information.
Well, Uber does cover things. I mean, I imagine. Okay, so did your car get repaired?
Yeah, so they determined not to total it and to repair based on their math formulas.
And tell me what car, what kind of car?
Oh, it was a 2011 Toyota Sienna all-wheel drive.
Okay, now how
Limited.
bad was the collision?
It was probably doing around 45 or 50 miles an hour.
And then you slammed on the brakes?
Extensive. Yeah, and I tried to avoid no escape route on the left because they have those cement lane dividers.
Well, it wasn't. Whose fault was it determined to be?
Well, I was ticketed. And so I hired Kevin Flesh, and we went to court over it, and I was dismissed, and it wasn't,
Okay.
Anyway, that's besides the point.
Did your insurance step in for anything?
No, because
Okay, good. Uber did it. So where do we stand? What can I do for you now? Because this is like, you said it was 2017. This is 18 and 19.
Right.
We're 2 years down the road, sir.
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't get our van back until, probably sometime in June of 2017.
That's still we're coming up on 2 years.
Right, exactly. And so during that process, when we got our van back, I picked it up and I drove. It was making a noise from the rear drive line somewhere. And so I took it into Toyota. And they
Joel, can I get right to it?
Yep.
You're not going to get a transmission problem covered 2 years after an accident. I mean, why don't I just be honest with you? In fact, they won't normally do any mechanical problems unless it is so directly involved. And here's why.
Right.
Because most of the time, really the truth is, and I'll let you talk, but most of the time, just for people listening, collisions do not cause engine problems and transmission problems usually. However, they can. Now, Jeff Vick, have you seen accidents where drivetrains are affected?
Most definitely.
And do insurance cover it? Do they cover it?
Most of the time, it's something that's a matter of contention between the customer, the insurance company, and the repair
But
shop.
here, even if they cover it, they subtract. They do not do replacement. They subtract heavily. For example,
in most cases, but they'll also usually require that, just like a warranty company, that the customer authorizes a teardown so that we can get to the point of failure and prove that it's accident related.
yeah. Now, if it's accident related, but you have 100,000 miles, you're going to get maybe a quarter of it covered or a third of it covered. How many miles on the car?
At the time of the accident, it was about 87,000.
Okay, so best case scenario, if they took full
key point, Tom, if I may, they're in the towing company that they've hired to transport our vehicle did not flatbed it, and they ruined the viscous coupling, which was another $2,000 of repairs, and that is all related to the drivetrain, and that is between the accident and that improper tow.
Yeah, but it's 2 years later.
Damages.
You have a problem, sir. It's 2 years later. See, no matter what excuse you have, you did not bring it up. And if you did, you have to have it in writing. You brought up a claim, and they've been adjusting it, and you've been arguing. Did you bring up a claim for that $2,000 damage, first of all, from the tow truck?
Yes, and they paid for it.
Good. Excellent. Okay.
And it was probably...
But what about the transmission trouble? What about the transmission trouble?
That came out of nowhere on March 1st of this year.
Don't say, you just said it came out of nowhere. Listen, man, what was damage that you believe did damage to the transmission? What was damage?
Well, it never drove the same. It would vibrate
Joel, listen,
miles an hour.
While you might think I'm giving you a hard time, there's a reason I am. There's a reason. When you call, I play devil's advocate. I hate that expression, but I play opposition because I want to know if you have a case. So what was the damage the tow truck did? What was it?
Oh, they burnt out the rear differential viscous coupling.
By doing what? By towing it with wheels down?
Yes.
Okay. Now, would that, and then what failed after, recently, what failed?
Ultimately, it led, the transmission failed.
Okay, now.
There's other things going on that I don't know.
I understand, Joel, but you have 87,000 miles, and not that that's that much, but a Jeff Vick Kimmer transmission, bottom line, do you think that differential could have led to what's going on now?
Very doubtful. Very
Why?
doubtful.
Why?
Because that viscous coupling, the idea is for the all-wheel drive. It's causing that slip inside there. By running it on the sling back, they've got the front wheels held stationary. That viscous was the one taking all the brunt of that force. It's not spinning anything inside that transmission.
Okay. So, Joel, I don't think you're going to get this covered, man. I really don't. I mean, I wish, if you had a case, we would call and start making an argument. What do you think, Al?
Yeah, I have an example of a vehicle that within a collision that we fixed had suspension damage. About half a year later, they came back and felt like the motor was vibrating. It was motor mounts. The insurance company said, no, that's a serviceable component that probably wore out and could be replaced. The person was trying to tie it to the accident. It wasn't. It was too hard to do that. It wasn't. It would have made a problem at that time. They would have covered it, but it didn't.
I'm sorry, Joel. We don't think we can help you. Ben? Ben?
Yes.
What's going on? You have a Ford recall?
Yes, we talked.
Just tell me, though. The audience doesn't know that. So tell us what's going on, man.
Well, Ford, I was driving down the Highway 70 to the airport, about a week and a half ago. Suddenly, a huge shock. Apparently, the transmission downshifts from
right
6th gear to 1st gear based on some software
right.
errors.
It's a recall. We have the same one on line 1. Now, here's the deal. What happened? Did it ruin something?
Well, while driving it, it downshifts from 6th gear to 1st gear at 70 miles an hour.
And you're pissed off
sure.
because you said they don't have a fix for it because it's a software update, right?
It's a software update that's apparently not due out second quarter. I have a vehicle that, if I drive, will ruin the transmission in the meantime.
Will that ruin the transmission? We'll examine that. The second thing we'll examine, is it a safety item? But he was really, really interested in whether or not they owe him a replacement vehicle. And this would be, if they did, automobile manufacturers would go out of business. We're talking about 1.48 million pickups. If they had to do rentals on those, they would be out of business. They would literally go bankrupt. So we have to see, do you think, Ben's going to be the case that tilts America, where from now on, when you lose the use of a vehicle and there is no fix in a reasonable time, they have to replace your vehicle? We have more coming up.
Can you update your copy on My Bank, My Loan, My Way? Their website is My Bank, My Loan, My Way.
30 stop.
Thanks. Sponsored by Farmers Insurance. We are farmers.
Oh, you rock, man.
Well, the blue.
Do you take cash?
We got a brand new crash northbound I-25.
I'll bring you some beer, too, man.
Wow.
But you always make Charlie happy when you see that walking in the door right now. So you.
That Bud's cheap at Sam's, man, compared to anywhere. How much do you think a case is?
They really need
all of the variations.
How much a case of Sam's?
Yeah, how much is that? What is the case of Bud cost at a regular liquor store?
I would think it's somewhere around 25.
Are we getting sandwiches or
It's like
pizza?
$19.
Offspring.
Right now, few clouds.
My Bank, My Loan, My Way.com.
Sandwiches?
I know, but we should also see
Sandwiches. We love
I'm
sandwiches.
sorry, you know what?
I'm sure that's great.
Let's do sandwiches. And I'll take
One exception being an airborne car.
Did you have any issue getting that filter, dude? They didn't sell the wrong one.
Become the Banker 30.
Oh, you get a filter for transmission, or?
Become the Banker is a system where you put away money to use instead of credit cards, and then later on in life you use it to supplement your retirement. I'm doing it for a college education for my kids. You put a lump of sum, or you pay monthly payments into a life insurance policy, not a normal one, a mutual policy. Bottom line is this: it grows tax-free, and then you borrow it and never pay income tax on it. Call for more, 303-779-6600. BecomeTheBanker.info for details in my video.
Oh, it's, hold on. .com. So in the future, that was Joe's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I got Paradigm. I got it.
What do you have for the
MyLoanMyWay.com, but they should also do My Loan, My Bank, My Way. They should do My Way, My Bank, My Loan. I mean, but they won't. But they should.
Sugar control and powerful antioxidants.
This college admissions thing, I do not feel sorry. Some people are saying, oh, I feel sorry for the kids. Those bastards are old enough to know what's going on.
Oh, hell yeah, they were in fake pictures.
And that little
they went there, they were
little YouTube bitch is crying because she's losing millions in sponsors. I will give her credit for one thing. I will give her credit for one thing. Before her mom, she didn't use her mom's name. She went on YouTube and built an audience with Olivia Jade without her mom's name at all. Laughlin, the one from, a Full House.
But there was probably a lot of money behind doing that, man. I don't think you think she organically did that?
Volume, you can pull it back down. When I want volume on this, I'm going to do that, okay? So, because I don't want inadvertent sounds.
You think she organically did that? I don't.
I don't know, Mark. Oh, you're saying she used her. Okay, gotcha. Actually, I don't know that. You can do that with money, right? You can do shit
on Facebook and shit. You can, of course.
But can you on YouTube?
You pay an influencer.
Most don't know it.
You find a guy that's got 20 million now, and you pay them a shitload, and he likes them and passes them. Next thing you know, you got a couple 100,000, and you're growing. That's really all the influencers do.
I drove the whole way to practice.
I'll tell you, we've got an influencer right here.
I don't recommend it.
Stir. Shit stir.
Reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse pre-diabetes.
When's your first season there?
Taking a simple 1 minute
2020?
Do I have pre-diabetes?
Raiders.
He's shooting 220. I don't know how they're going to pull that off.
All right, boys, hello. I guess we're doing Jimmy John's, yeah?
They're building. That thing's already. Oh my God, you ought to see it online.
Like,
we're landing there soon.
I don't want to see how much they've built on it,
but I don't want to know.
Make the sweets and all that stuff.
And you know, they
but they say they're working day and night. So Vegas can do wild stuff though. They can build crap over there, man. Hey, honestly,
And Raiders might be good in 2 years.
Oh, check it out. They got a time lapse.
That's right.
Who does?
So that's gonna be a big deal.
Good. How you doing?
Good.
So we're going to town. Leo and I
We
go
call
to the
that the
game, and we'll send the women out to go shop.
What do you have?
Hey, Annie, how are you?
Good.
The unwich
Uh-huh.
Italians.
Yep.
No onions. And banana pepper.
Oh, what password does she need? What are you talking about?
And another extra dose of
She's asking me for a server password. I have no
Oh,
idea.
what?
I guess when you scan now, it goes to the server.
Give me good.
It doesn't go. I can't email it.
Good.
I scanned a form I have to fill out. So that's per desktop.
Thank you, Tom.
Per desktop needs to be set up.
No,
to
my
do that.
desktop. I can't.
On your computer?
Yeah. That when it's plugged in downstairs on TSN.
Yes.
When I go to the printer and scan, it used
They got a
to
great
be
coach, okay?
emailing
He's
to
shown
everyone.
himself, and everybody
It
gives him a
doesn't
lot
do
of
that
credit.
anymore.
He came in.
Yeah, I'll show you where it's at, but you got to be plugged in downstairs
Or on the network.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK. The only consumer advocate solving problems on the radio and in the media for you. You know, the other ones report on stuff. They sometimes do a great job, and they have their deals and steals, and they have their boo-hoo, woe is us. But forget the woe is us. We say, woe is us, and we're coming after you. We're going to fight. That's why you got to tell people about the show. We do more than just boo-hoo. But sometimes we can't help. Like that guy that wanted to try to connect the bad tranny to the collision. I feel for him. Listen, I know what people try to do. It's called deep pocket searching. We all try to do it, right? Come on. Deep pockets. We try to find someone to pay for something. I shouldn't say we all do that. Okay, so this recall. You know, Ben does have a point in a way. What happens when a manufacturer takes a vehicle out of service, but they're saying you can safely drive it? So I don't understand that. They are saying right out front you can drive it. Yes,
Tom,
Susan.
we had another caller
Yes, we
say
did.
that
He
that the
got the
fix is
update.
out there.
That's
There's
right.
just no loaners. So I don't know what Ben's talking about,
Right.
that the fix isn't out there.
We have more than one caller who said I got mine fixed.
I wonder if it's because there's different years, makes, and models involved.
Now hold on, Ben. I'll come to you, Charles. Do you have the same problem?
Yes, I did. And let me explain mine a little bit. Then August the 5th.
Hey, Ben, you're going to be listening. You can chime in, okay?
I was August the 5th. I was in Minnesota, and I was on the expressway traveling at a 70 miles an hour, and my F-150 started shifting gears, and I mean it was horrific. I was trying very hard to stay within the speed limit, but also try to get off that expressway. I had a heck of a time, but I finally managed it. And I was lucky nobody ran into me. But when it finally all finished, I got off to the side. I blew my transmission. And when they looked at it, I had myself told to a Ford dealership. And when I got there, the next day they told me that my stainless steel tubing split.
Did they fix it?
So I didn't know what the
Did they
problem
fix
was.
it?
Yeah, they fixed it, but I had to pay for it.
What? Okay. Did they have the upgrade, the programming upgrade, the software upgrade?
No, they did not. And they told me there was no recall on that transmission.
There is a recall on this we're reading about. I mean, there is a. I mean, Ben is.
Yeah, but okay, Tom. Let me go a little further. As it wasn't until February where I read it on the internet that the that particular fix was available to you. And then when I wrote to Ford Motor Company, I have not heard from them, but I contacted to find out who I could write the letter to, and I sent it to them asking for reimbursement because I really feel Ford owes me a transmission.
Well, kind of. I mean, think about that. I mean, think about it. They have a problem, but why didn't they acknowledge it? First, let me just say something. Okay, I got to just take a break here with Jeff. Jeff, Kimmer transmission. This is a problem. If you downshift a second, can it do harm or not?
If you're going fast enough, it can, yes, most certainly.
So why do they say you can safely drive your vehicle? They're saying it won't cause an accident?
Well,
Would
as
it
long
cause
as you're tootling the kids to school, I guess it'd be all right, but I'd keep that thing off the highway myself.
If you're on the highway doing 60 and it happened, I think, what would happen with a complete downshift to second suddenly?
Second, or actually, they're saying most of the time it actually defaults to first, which is even
So
worse.
what would happen? It would rip out the gear or what?
Over-revving the engine. You are literally taking that gear train and grossly reducing the actual gear ratio.
So if it blew an engine, why wouldn't they cover that?
You can blow an engine, you can blow a transmission, the rear brakes can lock up.
So
flat spots on your tires.
So Ben is right when he says he doesn't want to drive it.
I don't blame him a bit.
See? So, and Jeff Vick here, Kimmer Transmission, he says, I wouldn't drive it. Okay, but now what? So is the fix out or not, Ben? We had a few people tell us the fix is out there. Ben?
Yes, no, I've talked to both Groove and Phil Longford.
And who have we talked to?
I'm sure it's different year, make, and models.
The recall itself says anticipated available second quarter 2019.
What is the recall called? What did you search, Jeff, to find out about it?
I just went underneath the year, make, and model. I've got 7 different recalls related to it, where they're talking about transmission failure.
And it's a F-150 only, right?
The F-150s, Expeditions, anything with that platform.
What would cause that, Jeff? What would cause it?
It's literally
the software.
It's the software in the computer. Just goes glitchy.
Okay, so
that's so weird.
Ben says, and this is not under your guys' purview. I mean, you guys fix cars, but what do you think as far as logically? I mean, we know, Ben. I mean, I know that you have a good point, but we also know Ford would go out of business if they had to provide a loaner to everyone. They would. There's no way they could do that. They would.
But it's only actively happening on my car. It potentially can happen on these other millions. It is actively happening with mine.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
It doesn't affect all 1.4 million is what he's saying.
Oh, but
they all have a recall, but they're not actively downshifting.
Well, how many are?
Well, his is.
Okay, I bet you he's not the only one.
No way.
Are you? Okay, I don't know. And Ben says, who cares? I don't care if I'm the only one. I mean, I care about.
The Detroit News reporter. There's been 6 accidents caused by this already. This was an article.
I just can't believe that Ford. I can't believe that Ford is just saying tough.
Tom, you've seen that video of the death wobble on a Ford. They denied that was happening. What do you expect Ford to say?
They're not denying this one.
Well, that's true.
I want to know if people think Ford should not replace, but loan people vehicles or rent people vehicles while they can't drive theirs.
Well, you already said
I'll bet you
there's 1.4.
Mark. Well, yeah, but okay. I'll bet you. Come on. You know damn well that this isn't the first time someone asked about this. I'll bet you that you sign something somewhere when you buy that vehicle that you cannot ask for a replacement vehicle under warranty.
Or loss of use.
I'll bet you. I'll bet you. Because they can't, Ben. They would never be able to stay in business. Did you examine all of your paperwork closely?
Yeah, no.
I wonder, Ben, and I'm not saying it gives them a free pass, but man. So here's what we need to do. We need to talk to Ford to begin with. Did you contact them in anticipation of this show?